Elite Facts presents
Ghosts of famous people that people can't believe they've seen.
9.
Marilyn Monroe. Let's start off with one of the most popular recorded celebrity ghost sightings. Back in the 1950s and 60s, few celebrities were bigger than Marilyn Monroe. She was an icon. Unfortunately, Monroe passed away due to a barbiturate overdose on August 5, 1962, at her Los Angeles home. Since then, it's been rumored and even reported that she still haunts the Brentwood home where she was found dead, but she also supposedly makes the occasional ghostly appearance at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel in her favorite Cabana Room suite. Monroe is said to haunt the full-length mirror in the hotel's lobby and has been seen dancing in the hotel's ballroom.
8.
Amy Winehouse. This one is a sad story. Amy Winehouse went through some truly tragic times in her life, and it's a damn shame considering what a fantastic artist she was. Winehouse died as a result of alcohol poisoning in 2011 at the young age of 27, joining the infamous 27 Club. But it seems she hasn't quite left this plane of existence yet. Pete Doherty, a close friend of Winehouse's and a former member of the Libertines, was convinced that Winehouse was haunting his own home. In fact, the haunting was so creepy that he decided to flee to Paris just so he could get away from her ghostly presence.
7.
Orson Welles. If you don't know who Orson Welles is, you might want to do a bit of research into the history of movies, because back in his prime, Welles completely changed the face of cinema and has haunted film students for decades through Citizen Kane film studies screenings. But since he passed away from a heart attack at the age of 70 on October 11, 1985, he also haunts some of his favorite dining spots too, specifically a hot spot that used to be the Ma Maison restaurant, which has since been turned into Sweet Lady Jane Bakery. Customers have reported sightings of Welles at his favorite corner table, noting that he only appears for a few seconds wearing all black and a wide-brimmed hat. Now that is pretty creepy. Even in the afterlife, Welles manages to be a master of horror.
6.
John Lennon. Now, here's one that's been reported by many people. Apparently, a ghostly apparition of Lennon has been spotted by multiple different celebrities, including his former bandmate Paul McCartney, who was recording one of Lennon's unfinished symphonies at the time. And Oasis member Liam Gallagher also reports seeing the ghost. Lennon was shot by Mark David Chapman on December 8, 1980, just outside of the Dakota, his New York residence. Apparently, this is the place that Lennon's ghost returns to the most.
5.
Elvis Presley. Next up, we have the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. He didn't get that nickname for nothing. It's common knowledge that he was the biggest thing going since sliced bread from 1953 until his untimely death due to a heart attack on August 16, 1977. Presley was found in the bathroom of his home in Graceland and reportedly still haunts the property to this very day. But Elvis gets around. He's also been spotted by stagehands at the Las Vegas Hilton wearing his famous white sequin jumpsuit, as well as at the old RCA recording studios. Workers at the former music recording studio, which is now a TV studio, have reported instances where someone brings up Elvis in conversation and unexplained noises appear on the sound systems, and the studio lights begin to flicker. Elvis may have left the building physically, but it seems as though he's still there in spirit.
4.
Al Capone. Next up, we have yet another incredibly popular ghost sighting in the form of the infamous bootlegger Al Capone. Possibly one of the most notorious organized crime bosses of all time, Capone was most famous for bootlegging in Chicago during the Prohibition years. In late 1926, Capone arrived at the Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, a maximum high-security prison located a mile off the coast of San Francisco, California. While there, he suffered from a series of mental conditions and breakdowns and was said to be nearly incoherent towards the end of his life. It has been well noted that during his tenure in Alcatraz, Capone joined the prison band, for which he played the banjo. Because he was too worried about going into the prison yard, he was allowed to practice in the prison showers, and reportedly spent most of his time there. At night, he was constantly kept up by what he believed were the ghosts of his past rivals. This tormented him and made him paranoid up until the last moments of his life. It has been said that even to this day, you can still hear him playing the banjo at night in the now abandoned prison showers.
3.
Harry Houdini. Hungarian-American illusionist and stunt performer Harry Houdini was well known around the world for his death-defying acts that involved all sorts of highly daunting props: ropes slung from skyscrapers, straitjackets underwater, and binding chains. Unfortunately, Houdini passed away on October 31, 1926. Before he died, he promised his wife, Bess, that, quote, "If possible, I will contact you from beyond the grave." Every Sunday after his death, Houdini's wife would lock herself in a dark room, sit under a portrait of her husband, and wait for a message to arrive. Year after year, nothing happened. One year, Bess was finally about to give up. She said, quote, "My last hope is gone. I do not believe Houdini can come back to me or to anyone. It is finished. Good night, Harry." At that very moment, it is said that a violent thunderstorm rang out, with blasting rains and howling gusts of wind. Every year on October 31st, people all over the world hold seances in honor of, and to try and establish contact with, Houdini.
2.
Mark Twain. This person certainly needs no introduction. Probably most famous for penning The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and its sequel, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, author and humorist Mark Twain lived for 1 year in a townhouse that was given the strange and unsettling nickname of the House of Death. Located on a charming block in the West Village of New York City, it has been said that this building is supposedly inhabited by more than 20 spirits. Number 14 West 10th Street is a classic brownstone and was built sometime during the 1850s, shortly before the Civil War took place. Twain lived here from 1900 to 1901, and residents have reportedly cited a ghost dressed in a white suit roaming the first-floor staircase. Apparently, he once said to a resident who was living there in the 1930s, quote, "My name is Clemens, and I has a problem here I gotta settle." That same building has solidified a nastily eerie reputation after former New York criminal defense attorney Joel Steinberg killed his daughter in the second-floor apartment.
1.
George Reeves. Finally, we have the famous actor known best for portraying Superman, George Reeves. The Superman star now flies around in a more phantasmic sense, haunting his former home, where he passed away at the age of 52. Visitors to the home claim to hear strange noises coming from Reeves' old bedroom, and a film crew shooting at the house once even saw him appear in full Superman regalia, Great Caesar's ghost. And that's our list. Did we leave any out that you know about? Let us know in the comments below. Please remember to subscribe and tap the bell button to be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.